and special.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm breaking out, I'm breaking in. I just can't help this state I'm in. I'm on my way, y'all. So put your shades on. This light's so bright, it's blinding. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. Breaking free, I'm breaking ground. I can't explain this thing I found. The clouds have moved on. I got my groove on. This pep in my steps infectious. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. I've been stuck in a rut. I've been shit out of luck. I've been wondering what is up with me. And then I realized it's up to me to decide. I can just be radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love.
Well, here we are. I have this little card and it says right here, you are an irresistible magnet with the power to attract unto yourself everything that you desire. Do you believe that? Whether you do or not, you're at the right place. This is the New Thought Spiritual Center. Yes. Reverend Gary over there is nodding yes because he agrees with that. Welcome to the New Thought Spiritual Center, and I want to welcome everyone that's here in person with us at the New Thought Spiritual Center. I'm Reverend Jay Willick. I am the senior minister here, and we're so happy that you have brought your consciousness to our consciousness, and we're going to mesh, and we're going to create, and we're going to have wonderful things going on. So good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. Here is our statement of principles. We always start with our statement of principles because we want to know why we're here, what we're doing, what's going on, and this is what the New Thought Spiritual Center is all about. Our purpose statement is to reveal the divinity in you. That's why we're here. We're just going to reveal that. We're just going to help you reveal that. It's already in there. That divinity, it's already in there. You don't have to do anything about that. It's already there waiting for you and me and everybody else to reveal it in the best way possible. And that's what we do here. We give you and help you with the tools to do that, both spiritual and practical. And I put both in quotes. Our vision statement, why we're here, what we want to see in life is to vibrate at the speed of the divine. Vibrate at the speed of the divine. The speed of light, what we believe is like the fastest we can go. Well, the speed of the divine is really the fastest. The speed of the divine is really the most powerful. And we want to vibrate every day, every moment of every day, consciously and intentionally with that speed and with that power. Our mission statement, which is how we make our vision statement manifest, is to bust through, soar, and zoom. And when we bust through, soar, and zoom, that doesn't mean just through bad stuff. Too many people are thinking, oh, you wrote that, so that's what you do so to make your life better. But you can make your life better through good things too. It's not positive or negative. Only you decide what's positive or negative. We are here to bring you the tools to bust through, soar, and zoom every day in every way. This month, we are going to highlight our purpose statement, which, like I said and then explained, is to reveal the divinity in you. And I don't know if you can see that we're a little cinema verite today. Look at that camera moving around. All of these words are different languages for divine in all these different kind of, all through the, not even through the world, but through time, because some of these languages aren't even used that much anymore. So the divine, all here, all in you. That's what we're all about. I'm so glad that you're here joining us. The first thing, it's not the first thing anymore. We already did a first thing. The second thing we like to do every Sunday morning is to center ourselves, because we find that when we center ourselves and ground ourselves, we really can get into the powers that we have at birth to manifest what it is we want to bring into our lives. So we're going to step into what I call our sacred space. Now, this sacred space does not have to be in front of an altar, although it can be if you so choose. It can be anywhere you want. We will have, now it's kind of a foggy day here in Los Angeles, but not as much traffic, but there's some traffic. You might hear some traffic. It matters not. It matters not if the chaos of the world is going on at the same time. You still can bring yourself to a sacred space. So for those of you online, you're going to start seeing a video and we're going to step in. So everybody take a deep breath. You can close your eyes if you'd like. You don't have to. You can put them at a soft focus. But I suggest you put your feet on the ground or put them cross-legged if you like to do that when you meditate. Because it is at this time that we enter into our sacred space. It is in this sacred space that we open our heart and mind to awaken to the highest and deepest part of our divine selves. It is there that we plant the seeds of our greatest adventure and nurture them with the liquid of faith, the water of faith in the soul of spirit. That spirit that always says yes, that loves us. We call in the wisdom from ancient times to the discoveries in quantum science. As we now transcend time and space into the grace, love, and power of the entire universe. I want you to begin to feel the energies of not only the earth, but the universe coming into you. They're there, they were happening already, but now we are intentionally, on purpose, seeing them, feeling them, hearing them. These energies that come up from our feet, from the center of the earth, from the Mother Gaia. You may feel a pulsation, a vibration as this energy rises from the earth that loves us so. Allow this energy to rise up, go to the base of your spine, and then just let it drop back down to the earth because we want a circulation going. We want to feed and be fed at the same time by the planet. So too with the universe, with the power of the sun, you might say. That's something that is a little more tangible in our imagination, the power of the sun. Feel the sun's rays, whether it's sunny or not. If you're on the big island of Hawaii, it might be snowing. So they say, the sun is still there. Allow that energy to come down from around you. Feel its warmth. Feel its vibration. Allow it to drop down like a waterfall upon your head, face, your neck, down your arms. Let it flow to your heart. Allow that heart to glow, to illuminate that divine love that is within you here and now. This cosmic energy, allow it to meet at the base of your spine, the beauty and love and spirit of the earth. You might feel your whole body tingling right now, a teeny bit. That's good. Later, as we go through this together, I'm going to read to you our affirmative incantation for this week. So that you can use it to guide you this morning. Just allow these words to feed your mind. Allow them to absorb into your heart. And allow them to connect to the intuition, to the divine speaking to you from head to gut, so that the whole divine matrix is in play. Today, I celebrate every moment. The lessons being learned, the love, kindness, and respect I experience and share, the constant growth in progress I enjoy, and the divine light I absorb and radiate. I joyously move through my day with the wind at my back, the road rising to meet me, and my sacred space rejuvenating me. Take a deep breath in, take that all in. Let it out. And let us take a few moments. We center. We ground. We connect ourselves to the greatest intelligence, the greatest love, the most empowered and empowering energy. And with that brings us calm, wise, creative ideas to manifest into our lives from this moment forward. As we allow these words to absorb not only into our brain, but into our mind and heart, our gut, our very soul. We do so with ease and appreciation. We do so with love and grace. And as we take a deep breath together, we wiggle our fingers and our toes, staying within in that sacred space, but slowly opening our eyes to bring us back into this room or the room you're in. Our consciousness full and centered and grounded and deep in the love, logic, and wisdom of the divine. As we open our eyes, here you are. So we're going to do our affirmative incantation. For those of you online, it'll pop up on the screen for you. And for those here, they have these cards. This week it's a purple little card with the affirmative incantation on that. If we could say that all together, let's say it a little slowly. We don't want to zip through our affirmative incantation. And like I've told you before, this is something for you to do every day for the next week, till next Sunday when we have a new one. Every morning when you first get up, and every evening, have this be the last thing that is put into your mind so that you can sleep with this idea and allow that to churn in your rejuvenation overnight. So here we go. Today, I celebrate every moment. The lessons being learned, the love, kindness, and respect I experience and share, the growth in progress I enjoy, and the divine light I absorb and radiate. I joyously move through my day with the wind at my back, the road rising to meet me, and my sacred space rejuvenating me. Remember, these affirmative incantations are written in different ways. Sometimes they're poetic, sometimes they can be a little silly, sometimes they can be a little long. But the idea is to treat your mind to better ideas. We're totally, completely on there's an onslaught every day of negative ideas. Some of it comes from us, some of it comes from what we're watching or seeing out there in the world, some of it comes from the social media stuff. And it can be tough to even glance at those things, not even take the time and read and get into an article, etc., but just to glance at that and move through that. This stuff, these affirmative incantations, these are going to help you every day to get your mind centered so that when you see that stuff, You can respond if you want to versus react. And the difference there is when you react, you're using your emotions, and usually a reaction is usually a negative thing that kind of makes you step back and slows you down. And I don't want to say that you should never react to something. It's just how long you take to turn that reaction into a response versus having the reaction be the response. So using our affirmative incantations every day helps you to respond to things going on instead of reacting to things going on. So now we're going to do some music. Are you ready, music man? Steve Apperson is here with one of his great songs that he has written for us. And let me move this microphone for him so you guys can hear him better, and I'll get out of the way. And of course, you put it on the right mark.
All right. Well, we're always, again, playing with the magic of audio. Good morning, everybody. Happy first Sunday in December. This is one that I wrote earlier this year. Joyfully, here we are, standing fast on a shooting star. We're navigating the future with this giving strength that we nurture, trailblazing a pathway on a road well traveled far. Make way, wake up and seize the given day. Open up your heart and greet the chance to play. You gotta make way for love. Allow life to unfold with determination, like a rock that has to roll, gaining strength and wisdom as we shape the distance with the insistent that precisely lights the soul. Make way. Now there's something that I've just gotta do. Look out, because I'm coming through. We gotta make way for love. Embrace taking action now. Opportunities are going out of style. We can't waste another minute around us. Life has wound us up to be clear this time. So onward we will go, running free like a river that must flow, anxiously embracing this new life we're tasting, cultivating an awareness, a harmonious repose. Make way. Gotta breathe in another day. Open up your heart and greet the chance to play. We have to make a way for love. We must reveal our compassionate wealth, tear away from distractions right before our eyes. We can't get caught up with what's been fashioned. Take the chance to cash in what we've been brewing inside. So look out, 'cause here we come, shining bright with the laughter from the sun, releasing all pressures, the imbalances and measures, yet patiently accepting the depths we have to plumb, and then we'll run. So make way, make way, make way for love. Make way, make way, yeah. moving forward. Make way, I'm speaking my mind. Make way up, moving onward. Make way, I believe that it's time. Make way, make way, make way for love. Happy birthday, Becky. Ooh.
Yeah. Thank you. Right on. Steve Apperson. My friends, make way. Make way, he says. I like that. It's exactly what I'm talking about. What do we do when we make way? What do we do once we decide to make way? By the way, our theme for December is celebrate it. A lot of celebrations this month, starting this week. And I thought that that was appropriate after all the work we've done in awakening this year. It's time to celebrate what we've learned. It's time to celebrate what we have incorporated into our lives and all the little and big and all in between things that have manifested because of our work this year. So this month we will celebrate it. So now, in The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy was trying to decide which way to go at a crossroads, she was at this crossroads on the yellow brick road, and she turned to Toto and said, now which way do we go? And in the field, as you probably know, there was a scarecrow, and he answered her query for her by pointing one way and saying, pardon me, that way is a very nice way. And later, he pointed the other way and said, it's pleasant down that way too. Talking about the two roads. And a few seconds after that, pointing both ways, he informed Dorothy and Toto too. Of course, people do go both ways. That's the trouble. I can't make up my mind. I haven't got a brain, only straw, the scarecrow said. Well, of course, we know that wasn't true. The scarecrow did have indeed a brain, more than what we saw, which was straw, because as the story goes, especially in the books, the scarecrow was actually very wise, very clever, very smart, got them all, even when the lion and the Tin Man showed up, got them all out of terrible scrapes and scraps during their trip to see the wizard. And I wanted to make sure everybody remembered, so are you. No matter what your education is, no matter how you were brought up, you indeed have a brain, you indeed have a mind, and nothing can take that away. Like Meister Eckhart wrote, and it's here on the on our vision statement, at least part of the statement he wrote. It's out of one of his sermons, actually. He wrote, the eye through which, excuse me, the eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. But then he continues with, my eye and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love. Let me repeat that second part of the statement. My eye and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love. So my whole talk today is about which way are you aiming God to see? Which way are any of us aiming God? Because, you know, when in our thoughts and feelings, in our imagination, in our prayers, in our meditations, we're aiming God toward something. We're aiming the universe. We're aiming that divine intelligence toward something. So what is it we're aiming it toward? The divine is always working in our favor, but we don't always work in our favor. I don't always work in my own favor sometimes. And it's our ability to realize when that's happening and what to do and how to re-aim that energy. It's all in our hands. It's all in our hands where we hold the bow, the handle, the heartstrings, how we aim this instrument that we have to manifest. And that is our conscious thoughts and beliefs. It's in our hands where we aim those conscious thoughts and beliefs and the feelings behind it, because the feelings behind it is what creates the possibilities or creates the connection to the infinite possibilities there are in the universe for us to have life experiences. Is our aim sharp or clear, or is it bogged down from old stories, from victimhood, or from self-righteousness even? All that stuff can bog us down, slows down our manifestation. Not our powers, but our aim, because it's our aim that the universe is looking at. Either way, we have control over that part of the aiming process. I want to tell you a story. There are these two traveling monks, and they came upon a young woman who was waiting to step out of her sedan chair. And the rains, there'd been a lot of rains, and there was puddles everywhere, and she couldn't step across this puddle without spoiling her silken robes. So she just stood there looking cross and impatient and scolded her attendants, who weren't helping much either. See, they had nowhere to place the packages they held for her, so they couldn't help her cross the puddle. So they were just like, well, we don't know what to do, how to help you. So the younger monk noticed this woman in her need and said nothing and just walked by. But the older monk, he quickly picked her up and put her on his back and transported her across the puddle and put her down on the other side. And she just kept walking. She didn't thank the older monk. She just kind of shoved him out of the way and took off. Now, as they continued on their way, the young monk was pissed off, really. It says here he was brooding and preoccupied, but he was more than that. And several hours passed on their journey, and he just couldn't hold it in anymore. He had to speak out. He had to react to what he had witnessed. And he said that woman back there was very selfish and rude, and you just picked her up on your back and you carried her across, and she didn't even thank you, and she just didn't even acknowledge you. And the older monk looked at him for a moment and he said, well, I set that woman down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her? So the point is that we carry so much weight, especially as the years go by. We carry so much weight in these stories that we hold on to. And we all God's children got stories. We all got stories. Good stories, fantastic stories, bad stories, maybe more bad and traumatic stories, some people. So what's yours? What's mine? Now, I want to ask you, who has gripes? Anybody have gripes here? Anybody have disappointments here out there? Any of you have disappointments, or any of you have any what ifs going on in your mind? Oh, there's a big hump in the back there. Who here has some bitterness or is holding a grudge? Anybody? Anybody holding a grudge? Why? Why do we do that? Do we want to be right, or do we want to be free? Do we want to be right, or do we want to win? Which is two different things many times. Do we want to be right, or do we want to be happy? And they don't necessarily go together. So much energy is used being right and righteous, attached to the problem, the conflict, the memory, and the supposed solution. We all have this solution that we make up that many times involve the other person who we have no control over, or the company which we have no control over. And we do that instead of simply and elegantly know that our conscious choice of letting go is really our power. Letting go control of others, letting go control of the outcomes that showed up. It's from this moment on, that's what we have control over. Osho said, all duality is a mind creation. All duality is created by clinging an attached mind. When there is no attachment, there is no duality. When we are attached to the bad news, the negative condition, the negative occurrence or experience, when we stay attached to that, then we stay attached to that. And we are more than likely not going to move forward, at least not very fast. We want to make sure that we aim God with a clear heart. And to clear that heart, we need to clear those stories from our conscious use of them. Because as we clear them from the conscious use of them, then we clear them from the subconscious, not the subconscious use, but the subconscious rambling of them. You know, in the subconscious, it stays attached. And one way to do this is to let God in more deeply, to be still and know that the divine is within, ready to be revealed, ready to be heard, as well as ready to listen. And saying and thinking and even affirming is not enough. We are called to live this. We are called to live this every day, this teaching, these affirmative incantations, the affirmative prayers or spiritual mind treatments or meditations, the spiritual practice. We don't just do them. We live them. That's why I do it relatively quickly, but that's why there's a preparation. That's why I step into sacred space for 8 to 10 minutes every Sunday in our service. Most places do it before the service because in order to really hear and absorb this information and these tools, et cetera, we need to be centered and open to listen and to absorb it. Even if it's just one of the things that we talk about on a Sunday morning, or that's in the information or the affirmation, even if it's just one of those sentences, that's enough to move forward, to aim God our way. In golf, I don't know, in my research for, I don't remember what I was looking for, but this golf article popped up, and I don't play golf, so I don't understand why this article popped up, but it had some information that works good to what I'm talking about. In golf, before you put the ball on the tee, not to mention before you even swing the club, of course, you prep, right? So you take time to check the wind, right? Check the course design, because every course is different. So you need to look to see where the hills are and how the angle of the hills. You don't just put the ball down and swing it towards where the hole is, because there's things, there's conditions, there's people, there's situations that are maybe in the way. And you also want to consider your personal swing characteristics. So some people may swing and it goes to the right a little more, so you need to mentally compensate so that you hit it a little more to the left, so then it becomes centered. So in that case, you understand the way you think, we're going to turn this into manifesting tools. You know the way you think, you know the old stories that tend to pop up. So because you know that, then you can adjust how you pray, how you meditate, how you do your spiritual practice, so that when you manifest, you're aiming God and you're aiming the universe, you're aiming the law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, down the center of what it is you require in your life. I say here, in manifesting, before you step up to the platform to pray, meditate, treat, visualize, or even in a visioning situation, you get centered and grounded. That's one of the ways that you are getting ready to aim God in the center way, with the most specific and clear way. We don't manifest through panic. We don't manifest through rushing. We don't manifest through anxiety, unless we want to manifest anxiety or rushing or panic in our life. We manifest through calm knowing, faith in spirit, and intelligent revealing on a foundation of imagination and feeling the experience in play. As we feel a lot of people call that visualizing. As you feel the experience in play, you're telling your body, and thus you're telling your brain. The brain doesn't know the difference between the actual occurrence and your imagination of the occurrence. You're training to your brain, and thus your mind, and thus your consciousness, and then, of course, your belief of how something's going to be. And you're aiming God that way. You're aiming the power and the law that way. We want to aim God with a clear mind. So this week was Hanukkah, for those who didn't notice, the Festival of Lights. The menorah lights, you probably all know the menorah is a 8-candle, like candelabra. And a candle is lit every day for 8 days. And Kwanzaa actually has a lighting ceremony as well for that holiday. The menorah lights are a symbol of the miracle story of there was a big war, and the war ended, and the Hebrews won this war. And they wanted, the temple was destroyed, and they wanted to rededicate the temple. So they had enough oil to light the lamps for one day. So that wasn't really great, but they did what they could, and a miracle happened, and the lamps stayed lit for 8 days. So that's why Hanukkah is 8 days. That's why it's the Festival of Lights. That's why they talk about the miracle. And a lot of times Hanukkah gets kind of sucked into the gift-giving season, and the spiritual meaning of it is lost. It's a little different when it's earlier, because it's by the lunar calendar. When it's earlier in December, or as this year was late November, kind of keeps it a little bit of a part of the Christmas season and all the gift giving and stuff, but it's part of it. But I want to get into the spiritual aspects of Hanukkah just a little bit. A rabbi once told me we must listen carefully to what the candles are saying, because the candles are representing the story. So what are the flickering flames telling us? So here's a few messages. One is, a little light goes a long way. Like I said, there was enough oil for one day, and it lasted 8 days. The Hanukkah candles are lit when dusk is falling. Commonly at sundown, you'd light the Hanukkah candles, and you do a prayer, and there's a whole meal that goes with it, et cetera, et cetera. So perched in the doorway is the menorah, the candelabra, with 1 to 8 candles plus the lighting candle, and that serves as a beacon from the darkening streets. And that also sanctifies that the love and the prayer and the communion with the divine that has occurred in the lighting of these candles, they are transforming the darkness of life, or any darkness that is in life, to light. The darkness of those grudges we have, the grudges we've kept, the being rights that we've held on to. It shines a light on that darkness so that we can step into forgiveness. Forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, and have that be what is illuminated, not the grudges, not the gripes, not the I must be rights. The second idea is we take it to the streets. Hanukkah teaches us to shine outwards into our surroundings with the godly glow of mitzvahs. Now, mitzvahs are good deeds, giving a helping hand, where you share your lights. You share your light with the big L, your light, your divine light is what you're sharing with the world, proudly proclaiming your radiant uniqueness for all to see, your revelation of the divinity in you for all to see. That is also what those candles are representing. The third one I want to talk about is how these candles represent revealing and rededicating not only the temple in the ancient story of Hanukkah, but your best self. We are illuminating, we are rededicating the best self, our dedication to the godliness that is us, the divine that is within us. Like the Jews rededicated the temple when the war was won, we rededicate ourselves. That's hard to say. We rededicate ourselves to who and what we are. The unique, individualized personification of the divine presence that is everywhere, and that we illuminate by and experiencing it in ourselves. We want to aim God with the light of the divine within. We want to let go and know that the divine intelligence flows through us as light, love, grace, beauty, power, joy, and wisdom. We want to let go and know that we're here and happy and whole and vibrant and creative no matter what's going on in life, no matter what's going on around us. We can be that. We can be that because we are aiming our power, our divine power, at that. We can let go and know that we have the power of decision at all times to live our lives free of past disappointments, present disappointments, judgments, grudges, worries, attachments, especially the one to being right. We can let go and know that the great I am, that you are, that I am, that everyone here is, and aim God our way. Aim God your way, the way of health, the way of prosperity, the way of love, and the way of beauty, of creativity. Aim God your way, whatever that way you choose. Thanks so much. Namaste. Let us place our hands on our hearts and together declare our love offering blessing. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you for your blessed love offerings. Stereo, here we are. We're back. Thank you all for helping move our vision forward and aiming God our way for the few minutes it might have taken you to go to Venmo, etc., or wherever, PayPal, to help us financially to keep our movement going forward. We'll be back next week, and Reverend Gary will be with us, and possibly Reverend Barbara might be singing something. We'll see how that works out. And we're so happy that you came to join us, and everybody here that has helped us celebrate Sunday. It's starting to clear up a little bit, but a foggy day here in the Los Angeles area. I hope your weather is, although the weather's not bad, it's not fun to drive in, but that your weather is nice as well. So before I bring back Steve to close out our celebration with another song of his, in fact, kind of our theme song that he wrote, let us do a spiritual mind treatment and affirmative prayer as we come to a close with our Sunday morning. So here we go. Close your eyes if it's comfortable for you. You might hear me or see me rubbing my hands. I'm bringing forth some extra energy into my body, into myself, into my mind, into this knowing that there is one power, one mind, one great wise energy in this universe. You call it what you want. Today we shall call it God. This God thing, this God energy is part of each and every one of us, working within each and every one of us for our better. Whatever that better looks like, well, we're going to decide that today. We are going to aim God our way today. We're going to aim God to knowing that the thoughts that come into my mind are the thoughts that I learned from, that are wise, that are loving, that are clear, that declare my divinity in this world, that assist me in moving forward in this love, in this glory, in this grace, in this power, in this prosperity. I aim God towards the beauty of nature, the beauty of life, the beauty of living. No matter education, no matter how much money there is, there's a beauty of life that surpasses any of that. That surpasses the comforts. And that beauty of life is in our mind, in our soul, in our heart. That beauty of life comes from the divine within. We aim God our way, that way. We also aim God right here and now. I am aiming God towards health, bodily health. Every cell in my body is in perfect shape. Nice, round cells, absorbing nourishment, giving nourishment, multiplying in positive ways that brings more health, more beauty into my body. I proclaim that. I aim God that way, so that no matter what is happening in the second before this second is God beauty in my body. And so from this second on, I bring only that which nourishes my body, not only in its vessel, in its vehicle, but in the mind that runs it, the brain that runs it, the heart that pumps the blood, the gut that nourishes the vehicle. I bring beauty and health there. Right now, I aim God that way. I aim God in the way that surrounds my life with love and respect and kindness that I not only receive, but that I share and give in this moment and every moment afterwards. I aim God to the love of life, the love of body, the love of living, the love of beauty, the love of creativity, the love in my life. That is the aim. And the aim is done with clarity, with declaration, with revealing, with knowing, and with appreciation and gratitude of it being in play right here, right now, at full strength, 100%. And with this knowing, with this appreciation, I release these words to the universe that says yes, right here, right now, doing the work. As together we aim God in such a way, confirming it by saying, and so it is. Amen, amen, hallelujah, ashe. Thank you so much for joining us. My friends, I'm going to move this microphone over. You can hear Bust Through and Soar from Steve Apperson. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Bust through and soar across the universe. Trust truth and soar beyond the sky. Connect the spiritual dots with the power of thought. You will fear no more. Bust through and soar. Reveal the divinity in you right here, right now. Right here, right now. We will celebrate and we will radiate love. Right here, right now, we'll vibrate and shine at the speed of the divine. Bust through and soar beyond your atmosphere. And trust, truth, and roar with all your joy inside. And embrace the experience, believing in spirit. You will fear no more. Bust through, soar. Reveal divinity in you right here, right now. Bust through, soar. Reveal divinity. You vibrate and shine with the divine as you soar. Reveal divinity in you right here, right now.